In this video, I will explain you about polymorphism. It is one of the principles of object-oriented programming. Meaning of polymorphism means one name, different actions. Poly means many. Morphism means forms. So the name remains same, but the actions are different. So in Java, polymorphism is achieved using method overloading as well as method overriding. So on the screen, I have two different projects, one for overloading and another one for overriding. So I will explain how polymorphism is achieved using overloading as well as overriding. So we will look into details, but first of all, let us go on to overloading and I will explain you the example program that I have. See, I have written a class called test. So this is a complete class. It is having two methods. One is max and the second method is also max. So name is same. But the number of arguments here are only 2 and the number of arguments here are 3. So it means this is a method for finding maximum of 2 integers and this is a method for finding maximum of 3 integers. So this is method overloading. Name is same, return type is same, but parameters are different. The number of parameters or the type of parameters are different. So inside the main method, I will create an object of class test and I will call these methods. When I say t.max and pass 2 parameters, then which method will be called? It will call first method. Then again, if I say t.max and pass 3 parameters, 10, 15 and 5, then it will call second method. So here, the number of arguments or the type of arguments will decide which method should be called. So in what way it is polymorphism? I will explain. See, the name is same, max, name is same. But when this max is called, so the procedure for finding maximum number is this one between 2 elements. And when second one is called by passing 3 arguments, so this method is called and here the method is entirely different. This method is finding maximum of 2 and this is finding maximum of 3. So the method is different. Yes. So we say actions are different. Name is same, actions are different. So yes, this is polymorphism. Now little details of this one. See, when I write t.max or t.max first one or the second one, which method should be called has to be decided. So it is decided at the compile time only. Compiler will make a call to this first max method which takes 2 arguments, and for this it will make a call to second max method which is taking 3 arguments. So compiler will decide at the compile time which method should be called. So it is pre-decided. And it is possible for the compiler to decide which method to call because the arguments are different. So this we call it as compile time polymorphism. So this is about overloading. Now let us come to overriding. See, first difference from overloading to overriding is overloading can be achieved within the same class. See, both these methods are within same class. And it can be across the classes also. Means in the child class also. But overriding can be achieved only in inheritance, that is in between superclass and subclass. So what is overriding? Redefining a method of superclass inside subclass is called as method overriding. So I will explain this example. I have a class called super which is having one method that is public void display which is displaying super display. And I have one more class that is sub which is inheriting from superclass and it is overriding a method that is display. So the same method is rewritten here with the same signature, and here there should not be any difference between these two signatures. Whereas in method overloading, they should be different, but in overriding there should not be any difference in between the signatures. Now how we achieve method overriding? So inside this main method, I will create a reference of superclass S. Then to this I will assign an object super, then I will call s.display. Now whose method will be called? See, the object belongs to superclass, So the method of superclass will be called, that means this display, super display will be displayed. If I run, you can see this one. Yes, super display is shown here as the output. Next, I will make one change here. Instead of superclass object, I will create an object of subclass. A reference is superclass only, but the object is of subclass, and I am calling overridden method. This we call it as dynamic method dispatch. We have already learned this. So which method will be called? Subclass method will be called. Sub display, this will be displayed. Why? Because the object is sub. So if I run and show you, yes, sub display is shown here. So first time it was displaying super display. Now it is displaying sub display. Reason? Because the object has changed. So this display method, this line is as it is. So the name is same both the time, but the method calls are different. This method was different from this one. So the method calls are different. Though this line has not changed at all. I did not change this line. Again, I will show you. I will change this to super. Now this line will call display method of superclass. And if I change it to sub, then this line will call the method of subclass. So the name is same and different methods are called. This is polymorphism. Now the last thing. When we say s.display, can compiler decide which method to be called? Whether it will decide already that it should call this display method of superclass or subclass? No, it cannot decide. What is the reason why it cannot decide? Because this method call depends on the object. And a new means the objects will be created at runtime. So it has to be decided at runtime. So compiler will not finalize and say that call this method or this method, but it will write down the byte code such that which method should be called is decided at runtime. Though it is done by compiler, but decision is not taken by the compiler. The byte code is written by the compiler to decide at the runtime. So it means our program will decide at the runtime which method to call, and it will decide based on the object. So we say it is runtime polymorphism or dynamic polymorphism. So method overriding is used for runtime polymorphism, and method overloading is used for compile time polymorphism. So these are the two ways of achieving polymorphism in Java, either through overloading or through overriding. So that's all. I have explained you what is polymorphism and the differences between overloading and overriding. So we will be using overriding most commonly in Java. In coming sections you will find it. So that's all. I suggest you to try this program, write the program by yourself once. That's all.